A while back I got the Platinum Trophy for Marvel Spider-Man for the 3rd time, but if you take a look at my trophy list, you can see I only got 65% completion on the game, because of the DLC and the additional trophies released after the launch of the game. So in today's video I'm going to complete all the other trophies to get that sweet 100% completion on my profile. First thing to do is play the story once again on a new Game Plus save and on the ultimate difficulty. And then play the 3-part DLC saga called The City That Never Sleeps DLC. So without further ado, welcome back to Marvel Spider-Man. Replaying the story wasn't all too bad, with all of the upgrades, abusing the Web Blossom move and being able to skip cutscenes. It only took me a couple of hours to complete the whole game, once again on a new Game Plus save file and on the ultimate difficulty. The first DLC of the 3-parter City That Never Sleeps DLC is called The Heist. Wilson Fisk arrest that set the main game plot in motion also had unforeseen consequences on the Maja crime families. With Fisk at the top, the families were at peace, but now, with Fisk gone, a power vacuum opened, leaving the families to claim the city for their own. When the police raided one of the family's hangouts, they recovered stolen goods, with the most important one of them a painting called the Maria, that now is at display at an art museum. MJ got a tip that one of the families is planning to steal back the painting. It's on us to follow up on the new lead, and we go inside and investigate the museum. Inside, something feels off. There was a break-in and the guards were sedated, but there's no one to be seen and nothing has been stolen yet. The investigation gets interrupted by Hammerhead's guys, and after stopping them, it gets revealed that it was all a distraction by Black Cat, aka Felicia Hardy, who only appeared on voice tapes and some dialogue in the main game. Instead of stealing the painting, Felicia breaks it, which reveals a hard drive. Before we can talk any longer and ask her what the hard drive is for, she manages to escape, leaving us with even more questions. But at least we gain our first trophy of this DLC. With all of these questions, it's wise to keep an eye out for any Maja family activities. We get a phone call from MJ informing us of a firefight between the families. After dealing with them, we find out that it was once again a distraction by Black Cat. Once we arrive at the location, she has already taken possession of another hard drive. We also find out that she is helping Hammerhead to steal all of the hard drives, in return for her son who has been kidnapped by Hammerhead himself. Another call from MJ tells us about a new hit by the Black Cat at one of the Maja family's hideouts. She has managed to get a new hard drive and the only new lead we gain is a number plate. While doing other stuff in the city, MJ has figured out what the hard drives are for. A long time ago, when the families were at peace, they all agreed to put all their assets into one place. When all 5 drives are combined, only then are the assets revealed, meaning that whoever gets a hold on the hard drives, the other families lose all their power, and this is exactly what Hammerhead is doing. Next, we go and investigate a sighting of the Black Cat. We find her and we chase her down. Because we know the reason behind the hard drives, we can convince her to work with us. The mission ends and we get another trophy. We take a break with a well-deserved pizza time, while MJ goes and investigates the number plate from earlier. She finds a laptop with valuable Hammerhead information that she manages to steal the information off and escapes. We get a call from Felicia who asks us for her help. We go and meet her and fight some thugs to try to figure out where her son is being held. The thug tells us that her son is being held in a vault. With the information collected by MJ earlier, we find the location of said vault. While working together with Felicia once again, we figure out that Hammerhead is being using Sable weapons. But this isn't our biggest worries at the moment, because when we enter the vault, Felicia tells us the truth. She never had a son and she has been giving false drives to Hammerhead in order to keep all the wealth for herself, thus playing everyone all along. Hammerhead has catched up to her plan and put a tracker in the final drive to track her down. Once she arrives at her penthouse, the place has been rigged with explosions, and the Black Cats gets added to the kill count. We watch the credits roll and get another trophy. Just like the main game, each DLC episode also has a side objective, collectibles and cleanup trophies. The side objective here belongs to Screwball, that has gotten out of jail and is putting on a game show, risking lives of innocents, so it's on us to keep everyone safe. After gaining a spectacular rating on all of the challenges, we gain another trophy. The collectibles here come in the form of art pieces that were never uncovered when the original Black Cat, aka Walter Hardy, got arrested. Detective Mackie instructs us to find all of the pieces, but when we uncover all of them, we find out that Mackie and Walter Hardy are the same person and we have been played as well, but at least we get another trophy. Just like the main game, there are also crimes that need to be stopped. After stopping all of the crimes, we gain another trophy. With that, we achieve a 100% completion rate of the Heist DLC and earn another trophy. If you are enjoying this video, make sure to drop a like, comment and subscribe. Now on with the video. The second DLC is called Turf Wars. A fitting name because of the events of the first DLC, all the Maja families have turned against Hammerhead and his men. Yuri has joined the fight against Hammerhead since the situation has escalated to an all-out gang war. Yuri, a SWAT team and we enter one of Hammerhead's bases. She and her men push forward while we make sure no new men enter the base. But this plan is shortly thereafter proven fatal. Only Yuri survives Hammerhead's slaughter. Yuri vows her revenge and will do anything to stop Hammerhead. We in return earn our first trophy of this DLC. Because of the gang war and Yuri's rage, we need to stop this fast. Our first stop is a bar with no name, a place where Hammerhead's men hang out. With the help of the Spiderbot, we learn two new things. Something called Project Olympus and the location of all the Doms who are currently all together in one building. This last part is worrying, so we track down the other Dons in order to save them. But this ends up being a lost cause because of Hammerhead's new Sable toys. The Dons get captured, only enraging Yuri even more. Because Hammerhead is using more and more Sable tech, we escort a convoy filled with tech to a safe place. As suspected, the convoy gets attacked, but it all ends up being one big plan of Hammerhead, who hit the police station while we were away, and went after all the files called Project Olympus. Not all bad news, because we earn another trophy. With Yuri's revenge even higher now, she goes to a bar with no name and kills everyone inside. With a found phone, we get inside of Hammerhead's big show. After eavesdropping and collecting information from the henchmen, we learn about the location, a construction site. At the site, the other Dons are tied up and are dropped in a hole. It gets filled with cement while everything is being broadcasted to the world. Hammerhead wants to create fear of the Maja again. We face off with him at the top of the construction site building, where we see Project Olympus in action, a powered armor suit. After defeating him, Yuri shows up and goes in for the kill, but we stop her in time from making it fatal. Yuri now has gone fully mad, while Hammerhead is being rushed to the hospital. And we earn another trophy for beating the DLC. A post-credit scene shows Hammerhead getting revived by a disguised paramedic. But before we can go to the conclusion of this 3-part story, we have to 100% complete this story first. Unlike the first DLC, this part doesn't have collectibles. It does have 2 side objectives, first the second season of Screwball challenges and secondly Hammerhead's fronts. After getting a spectacular rating on all of the challenges and beating every front, we earn 2 trophies. The crimes are still the same as the main story and the first DLC. After completing all of them, we get a trophy alongside a 100% completion trophy for this part. The third and last DLC is called Silver Lining. Hammerhead and his men have started to attack Oscorp buildings in search of more Sable tech. At one of the sites we find out that not only Hammerhead got an upgrade but also his men, who now have armored armor. Silver Sable returns to protect and collect her supplies that she left in the city after the events of the main game. She only has one goal in mind, to take down Hammerhead and collect all her supplies, and just like the main game, she warns us to not stand in her way. But just like the main game as well, we end up making an agreement and start working together. Now only with her planting a bug on us, without us knowing. The good news is that we collect our first trophy of the DLC. With no new leads, we ditch the suit and try to collect information about Hammerhead's next plan. After some digging, we found an address. Without thinking, Silver Sable rushes to the address because she has been following us with the bug. As suspected, it was a trap by Hammerhead to lure us in the same place. After narrowly escaping death, we are rescued by Black Cat, who is still alive, but Silver Sable gets taken away by Hammerhead. Black Cat back at our side means that we have now access to all our information on the hard drives that were so prevalent in the first DLC. With this newfound information, we managed to track down an underground hideout where Silver Sable is being held and tortured. After saving her, we gain her full trust and start to devise a plan to take down Hammerhead, who is now even more suited up than before. We lure him to a secret base out on the water, where we weaken him and keep heating up his metal plate on his head, and finally crashing a jet onto his head. And with that we beat the third and last DLC and gain a trophy. Post-credit scene shows the first training days of Miles, setting up Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, which we will soon look at. Just like the first DLC, there are also side objectives, collectibles and cleanup trophies. The side objective here is to beat all of the Olympus hideouts, where Hammerhead ducks are keeping medicine that Sable needs in their own civil war back at home. Beating all of the hideouts earns us another trophy. And let's also not forget about Screwball, where we need to participate in our third season of our challenges. This time we managed to track her down and end this once and for all. After this we earn 2 trophies, one to earn a spectacular rating or higher on all of the challenges and one for arresting her. The collectibles come in the form of crime scene recordings, which document the evil turn of Yuri, who will dispense justice in her own way. Collecting all of the recordings, we gain our second to last trophy. And finally, we stop all of the crimes, finish up the 100% completion rating of this DLC and earning our last trophy. With that last trophy, I can sleep better now knowing I got a 100% completion rating on my trophy list. I hope you enjoyed this video, take care and bye for now.